Hello, Darnell Dolphins. It is the end of our school year, and Miss Josie is here with our weekly lesson. This is also going to be our last weekly lesson from me. If some of you guys are coming to summer school, you'll get some enrichment from me. I'll be working the summer school, which I'm excited. But this presentation, I have a couple different topics to talk about. So, yes, the end of the school year, summer's coming up, things that you guys can do. But this month we had a lot of themes, so I wanted to make sure that we cover a few of them before we end our school year. I'm sure a lot of you guys are excited. We have this week, and then we have 3 days next week. Our eighth graders promote on Wednesday, June 23rd at 12:30, so that's exciting. I'm sure you guys have a brother or sister promoting, so we're going to have a drive-through promotion for them, and they're going to be off to high school. So that's fun for them. But let's kind of get into our lesson today and what some of our topics are. So the first topic that we have this month, this week was on the 12th, June 12th, was family health and fitness, okay? So this topic just kind of talks about how to eat healthy meals with your family, how to get moving, fun activities with, your parents or guardians who are going to watch you over the summer. Okay, so some exercise activities that you guys can do on your own. Because we are in summertime and a lot of the restrictions are lifted, so a lot of you guys can go out to parks more and go to the beach and have more fun in the summertime. So kind of just promoting that healthy and fitness for this month. Get ready for the summer so you're feeling good. I know this past year has been really hard, and a lot of us were just only able to sit at home and probably, just not being able to do anything. We just load up on junk food and, just sit on the couch and watch TV. I know that I was doing that some of the quarantine, but now that things are changing, it's important to really eat healthy, get back out there. It doesn't necessarily mean go to the gym or whatnot, but there's fun things that you guys can do with mom, dad, or your guardian that kind of help you get moving, okay? So we have some ideas here. I have a clip that we can watch that will just show us or talk about some activities that you guys can do. So we have there walking the dog, playing on the slide, going to the park. I'm sure you guys will see some of those there. Playing soccer or football, okay, with either your friends or your family, your siblings. There's tennis courts out available in the public now. Do some yoga in the park. Ride your bike and scooter is a great way to stay healthy. Flying a kite and chasing after it. Just get out there and get moving, okay? So those were just some examples of activities that you guys can do, not only with your family, but probably by yourself as well, right? So if you love to get out there and ride your bike, that's something that we encourage that you do, okay? Also, like walking your dog. I know a lot of you guys have dogs and you love talking to me about your dogs. I have two dogs of my own. So that is a great way to get some exercise and get some sun and be outside. Eating healthy meals. What does that look like? So some healthy meals, right? We're making sure that we're getting some vegetables and some fruit and some protein on our plates, okay? So at breakfast time, a healthy meal would be some eggs and vegetables, okay? Your lunch would be like a protein. It could be some cheese. It could be a slice of meat or like in your sandwich. Or getting those vegetables, whether you like green beans, whether you like broccoli. Carrots are really good. You can stick them in hummus. Hummus is great for you, another source of protein. Beans, okay, beans, and you guys get some rice. Make sure that we're really eating stuff, kind of lay back a little bit on the junk food, right? Although candy and chips are amazing, they're also not good for our health and our body. They kind of make us feel lazy and tired. But when you're eating healthy meals, it makes you think better and move better, okay? So just kind of promoting that healthiness through the summer with your family and just recognizing that June 12th was a huge day for family health and fitness, okay? So our next slide is Juneteenth. So what is this, right? So some of you might learn about this in your culture. This past year, we have really shined some light on Juneteenth and that history and what that may be. Okay, so it's really important. Last year, we talked about civil rights movements and the Black Lives Matter really coming out and all of us coming together as a community and the world just marching to talk about our rights. So let's have a little history lesson. I have a video that kind of explains what Juneteenth is.
Wait, you need to hear this. Republicans
Let us
across the
skip through
country.
these ads, and then Miss Josie will enlarge this for us.
Hey, my name is Jeremiah, and right now I want to teach you a few fun facts about the celebration of an African American holiday called Juneteenth. Starting off, when you look at the history of the United States of America, it wasn't always pretty. That's because people in the United States used to use slaves as labor to build things. But that is where the celebration of Juneteenth comes into play, because it celebrates the end of slavery with the Emancipation Proclamation being signed by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1st in 1863. What this did was it required those states that seceded from the Union, meaning during the Civil War, who held slaves to no longer hold their slaves. Now, even though Abraham Lincoln had signed the Emancipation Proclamation, there weren't a lot of Union soldiers there to enforce the law, and it took a long time for the last of the slaves to hear the news. Eventually, the news got there, and that is why back on June 19th in 1865, the Union soldiers, led by Major General Gordon Granger, landed at Galveston, Texas, where the news hit that they had been freed. After hearing the news, Juneteenth began to be celebrated in many different ways, from rodeos to fishing, barbecuing, baseball, dancing, music, and more. Another crazy thing about slavery back in the day was they didn't allow slaves to dress up and wear nice clothes. So, when the news of Juneteenth hit and they began to celebrate, it was always a big thing to go out and be your best dressed on Juneteenth holidays. Now, you heard me mention the word holiday, and actually in Texas, Juneteenth became an official state holiday through the efforts of a man named Al Edwards, an African American state legislator. Another interesting fact about Juneteenth is it is said that in Texas, when General Granger arrived, Texas still had over 250,000 slaves who had not heard the news that they had been freed. So I guarantee when they heard, it was a big party that day. Well, that is all from me here on Welcome to Fresburg with this Juneteenth cartoon.
All right, there's a little bit of history of Juneteenth there. It's an African American holiday, which he had stated. Okay, so this month and that specific day, like he said, you can celebrate by having barbecues and just really celebrating that not having slavery anymore in the United States, right? Which is a huge, especially in like 1969 when they, all end to slavery. So now we are celebrating with our African American community and just kind of shining light on Juneteenth. Okay, so that's some history there. I know we have a lot to cover. On our next line, also June is a National Hunger Awareness as well. So I know Miss Josie's throwing a lot of different topics at us, but we're just gonna do a little snippet of each one. What does it mean, National Hunger Awareness? Well, it's just kind of to shine some light as well on this, that hunger is one of the world's #1 health risk, okay? So there's there's a little typo there. Miss Josie should have put one out of 6 people were to go hungry tonight. So there's a little bit of typo there. So 1 out of 6, okay? So although that we might get food at night or have access to food, we are so grateful that we get our lunch, breakfast, and dinners. Some families don't have the opportunity, okay? So just understanding that food might not be an issue to you, but there are people out there who do suffer from not having enough food, okay? And 1 out of 4 children are underweight all over the world. We have certain countries where they struggle to get food and their survival for food, okay? So we just kind of want to shine some light But the good news is that we can help, right? So there's a lot of food drives and donating. So what me and Mr. Gomez wanted to do this week, okay, we wanted to see if you can donate. We are going to accept some canned foods that you guys can bring over this week, and we'll have a little box out in the counseling office. We'll send some more information to your teacher this week on what that looks like, okay? We're going to collect whatever it is that you want to bring. So it could be canned foods and pastas, things that don't go bad, right? Okay, so we're not collecting like vegetables or fruit, our cartons of milk and stuff. So these would be perish products that you can keep for a while in your cabinet, right? Which are usually canned goods. So if you have any that you want to donate, we will be sending out something that you guys can do, and we're going to actually donate it to the City Heights Community Fridge. So I don't know if any of you guys are aware of what that is. So let's click on their website. Miss Josie will kind of give you an inside look of what that looks like. So the City Heights Community Fridge, okay? So what that is, it is free food in City Heights. And it is, they have a refrigerator stored, so they collect canned goods that you guys can donate. And then what we'll do is we'll drop it off to this community fridge, okay? And so what they do here, as you can see, there's free food for the community. You can stop by as needed. Or if there's food that if you don't have enough access to food, this is also a great resource that you guys can use. It's not far from Darnell. City Heights is probably about a 5 to 7 minute drive, depending on where you live, but is very close to Darnell's campus, okay? So like I said, this community encourages groups of people all over San Diego to donate food, and you can kind of walk up as needed and just specify what you need, and they'll give you a grab bag of food, okay? And the exact, says find a fridge here. So this exact location, it is right here on 3772 Wilson Ave, okay? So they're not too far. City Heights is here, and Darnell's kind of located around this area, okay? So this is also another great resource. So that's where we're going to be donating your food. So if you have any canned goods, bring it our way. We'd be happy to collect it, okay? And then, so that's about it. If you have any questions, like I said, me and Mr. Gomez are going to pop in either your classrooms or inform your teachers on how you can stay involved. All right. Our next slide here is how to stay sharp in summer. This is going to be our last topic for the day. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with too many things, but June is a busy month and school's coming to an end. So I kind of just wanted to shine some light on all these different areas and different topics, okay? This one is really important though, how to stay sharp, okay? Continue reading in the summer. It's very important. Read something for pleasure, something that you enjoy, picking up a comic book, picking up the newspaper, any magazine that you like. Any reading is good reading, okay? Just to kind of keep that brain going. Keep all your guys's learning happen even through the summer. I know that summer is a vacation and it's time for a break, but it's always nice to still keep those activities going as well as your math, working on some math problems. If you struggled this year with math, like they said, more practice for the better. Miss Josie was never really good in math, so even just kind of working on some number problems is really good for me growing up. So you guys can print out some fun stuff on the internet. I know there's so many resources. Even if you just Google like free math sheets, you guys can work on all kinds of math problems, and just maybe you guys can challenge if you have a sibling at home or work with mom and dad on some of these problems. That's a great way to kind of stay sharp in the summer. Or as well, join summer. This past week, we've been talking about summer school sign up. So hopefully we'll see you there. Me and Mr. Gomez will be working summer school, and we'd love to see you. We'll have some counseling enrichment. And that's also a good way to kind of just keep up with your academics and your studies, just to come and join us in summer school so that you don't fall too far behind. We know this year was very stressful and the online learning. But if you have the opportunity to join us in summer school dates are going to be July 12th through August 6th, okay? So it'll be a 4-week program, so month-long summer school. You'll have 2 weeks before it starts for a break, and then you'll have another like 2 weeks until the fall starts again. Okay, guys? So if you can, come join us in summer school. And then kind of like I mentioned, eat healthy and exercise, okay? Make sure you get all your vegetables and fruit in, your proteins. You guys can be big and strong. Make sure you're out there running, riding your bike, walking your dog, playing basketball, football, any of those fun activities in the summer. Hit the beach, do some jump roping, okay, guys? And then, of course, be safe. Although the requirements have changed this week, we don't want to get sick, so just kind of still practicing like washing our hands. If you still feel comfortable using your mask, please do whatever makes sense for you so that you guys don't get sick, okay? So make sure that we're being healthy and safe and staying sharp for the summer, okay? So that's all that we have here. So I hope you guys have a great summer. If I don't see you in summer school, come stop by in my office and say goodbye. I'll make sure to be walking around the campus and make sure that I see you guys before school ends. All right, Darnell Dolphins, I hope you guys had a wonderful year. Have a good one.